Storm Tracker weather starts now with Chief Forecaster Bob McGuire.
Oh, yeah, here we are. We're in the middle part of the week, and I tell you what, we start off with tonight with this picture from Lynn Richardson, and you're looking at basically south of, I believe, Howell, Wyoming, and he found out, you see right there, a little sundog in the sky. He caught that shot, and then he says he wishes me well in my retirement, and thank you very much, Lynn. Been a lot of help. Meanwhile, look at this shot like this from Keith King. We're looking at the fog that we had last Monday. Over there's the teepees up on the rims, and that was just starting to lift, and it looked really cool. Thanks, Keith, for sending that in. Meanwhile, here's what's happening in the Billings area right now. Currently, we are not looking too bad. We're 36 degrees. We were that way a couple hours ago, and so our winds are out of the west at 16 miles per hour, so the humidity's pretty low at 34%. Now that's going to be a player here in a few minutes, and we'll show you why in a couple of minutes. But right now, let me show you what's happening today. Our high temp topped out at 42, 35 is your average high, 63 was the record. The record low is 24 below zero back in 1968, and no new precipitation to talk about. So for the month, we're a little bit behind average. For the year, also a little bit behind average, but the sun set today at 4:39. Now, as we look around the rest of the state, our current temps into the 20s, some 30s up there at Cutbank and across the High Line, 39 still at Havre. That's the hot spot in the region right now. Billings 36 degrees, 22 over at Sheridan. You see 35 at Cody. Look at our reported highs for the day. Had a lot of 20s and 30s out in the west, 40s right through the central part of the state from Great Falls to Lewistown to Billings all the way over towards Jordan. Sheridan was 43 today. Meanwhile, on this, we have this on the threat board. It's a wind advisory till 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. Winds gusting to 60 miles per hour. Up in the northwest, we have winter weather advisories, 1 to 3 inches out in the west, and then just east of Flathead Lake, we're looking at maybe 2 to 5 inches of snow there. And the snow continues to pile up in that area. But here's Billings, and we had the snow showers moving in, and then look at that, they just started falling apart. Well, how come? Well, remember, the air is very dry here. We showed you the 34% humidity, and as that snow starts moving in, it gets moving into that drying air, and it literally dries up the snowflakes in the sky. How about that? Same thing with downsloping winds has that same effect too. So the downsloping winds off the mountains and those drying winds really have a tendency to just eat up that snow and kick it away. So here's the big picture of it. You can see snow kind of pushing its way up through Idaho in towards western Montana. At the surface, we had high pressure cell and also mild weather across our region today. A little warm front moving in. Snow continues out there, but look, it just starts falling apart once it hits those mountains. And so we think maybe by the time Friday gets here, mostly sunny skies again, moving in on New Year's Day. But there's a batch of moisture here. We think that may make its way to our area sometime this weekend. In the meantime, we're not talking a lot of moisture, but maybe into Tuesday, possibly just no measurable snowfall, but we might see some snowflakes out in the far west. That's the big stuff, maybe 4 to 6 inches of snow over at Kalispell, 2 to 4 at Missoula tonight. Temps cooling back down to the 20s, some low 30s across the region, maybe even some teens. And then for tomorrow, we're back up into the 30s, some low 40s, 47 over at Hardin. Same thing over at Forsyth. It'll be 43 in Billings tomorrow. And of course, tonight we'll cool back down to around maybe 28 degrees with mostly cloudy skies. And as you'll see in the next several days, we're looking at temperatures getting into the 40s on Thursday. We keep those 40s all the way through Friday, the New Year, into Saturday, Sunday, Monday, all the way in towards Wednesday with temps mostly into the 40s. Of course, New Year's Day, 43 degrees and sunny. We'll be right back.